What I want to do is look up Days 2. Just for the sake of curiosity. Wait. Is there a way for me to zoom in? Because I thought we were done with this shit. Oh, I can't take this shit seriously. Okay, so this will be the last video I talk about Deer Days 2. As many people know, I'm not picking up this game, and neither should you. And this is for a couple reasons, but really the big thing is that in comparison to a lot of other TCG simulators, even ones that, like the Digimon game online or where the hell it is, they're all free to play, right? And some of them have microtransactions, some of them don't, but they're all free to play. I also would like to point out that CFA has been a thing for 11 years. Why in the hell would you play Deer Days 2 if CFA exists? For some people, it would be a nice jumping point regardless, because some people don't have a regionals or even have a locals to actually go to in any sort of way to actually, experience the game IRL without it having to be remote fight, and it's just, I get that. I know a lot of people who would love to get into this game but have no real way to actually play it. And as someone who's always recommending this game to people, the number one thing that a lot of people ask is there an easy way to play this game? And I have to keep telling them no. And I hate feeling like that. The main thing is, right, Deer Days 2 is going to fail. It will 100% fail. And Deer Days 1's biggest issue and the biggest critique was that it released during the same release schedule as Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But this is releasing at a time where TCG simulators are at their peak. You've played anything remotely close to what Master Duel or Pokemon Live is doing, it is the most rent-free experience you can possibly have with those two. And so what a lot of people want for Vanguard is pretty much what they had with Zero, right? Zero, despite it not playing exactly like how Vanguard used to back in the day, was still a great entry point. A lot of people got into Vanguard because of Vanguard Zero. Legitimately. Content creators were going out of their way to make legitimate content. I specifically remember Shady Penguin doing videos very early on into Zero's life, and he dropped it because, VP farmers were a nightmare. But that's beside the point, right? Still, that level of exposure really does drive a point home that, yeah, we need a proper simulator. I've been clamoring for this for a very long time. A lot of other, content creators have been wanting this for years. Why has this not been a thing yet? Why has this not been announced yet? Right? And what it really comes down to is Bushiroad loves to grab people by the balls and force them to pay $70. That is legitimately all this comes down to, right? Instead of, giving a basic entry-level simulator to people who want to play the game officially without having to download a goddamn virus onto their computer. Trust me, I've been on the receiving end of this before, right? And they just want to play Vanguard. Because either their local shut down because there wasn't enough interest in the game, either because of some other unforeseen circumstances, or their country just straight up does no longer have it, like the Italian format, which got discontinued, right? And so, to a lot of these players, that's what's killing them the most, right? When it comes to Deer Days 2. Deer Days 2 cannot exist the way that it does. Keep in mind, they've been doing this shit, this kind of releasing games immediately after the sets have been releasing for years. Since Ride to Victory, a 3DS title that came back, I want to say in 2012. They've been doing this shit for. So this has been 12 years in the making, right? And they think the best way to get more people into the game is by adding another game that's a $70 price tag? No. And even if they cut the price in half, I still don't think people would pick it up, right? And that is simply because other TCG simulators do its job better. VanPro does it better. CFA does it better. Tabletop Simulator. For the love of God, even though you have to pay for that, it's better, right? And that's the big thing, right? So think about it like this, right? From a marketing perspective, you get content creators from all across walks of life to actually start playing this game, get exposed to Vanguard as an IP. You essentially have an infinite money glitch, more so than most of these people who are trying to commit, tax fraud or whatever the fuck from Chase Bank. I know it's check fraud, but still, you get the analogy. Like, you have a legitimate money glitch right there if you just take the time and sit there and attempt this. And it's not like they didn't attempt this before, years back. Back in the beginning of G, they attempted something similar called Cardfight Online. And yeah, it ran like shit, but it was an honest attempt. And I would have loved to see that game actually be coming to fruition. You know what? I really wonder how Vanguard would have ended up if that game actually properly released. Like, think about how many people would have actually gotten exposed to the game just because it was so easy to access. Like, even if you had to pay, like, let's say like a Pokemon Bank subscription, like $5, right? Just to have access to the simulator. People would pay for that in a fucking heartbeat. Because then you suddenly can just tell them, hey, download this app. You can play Vanguard on the go. It's like, okay, sweet, bet, It doesn't take much, right? And we're not expecting something at the quality of Master Duel, right? We're not expecting that kind of quality. But we expect something better than what you're giving us right now. And I think that is the biggest problem, right? I know a lot of people who are jumping between different card games. And I know for a fact Vanguard has the potential to be one of the best card games out there. I personally believe Vanguard, despite its flaws, has a chance to remain consistently within the top 5. But remember what Kidani wanted years ago. He wanted Vanguard to be the TCG. The number 1 TCG, I might add. And yet, for every step he takes, there's 2 steps back. And I know it's not him, right? I know there's a lot of legal issues. I know there's stuff within people within the company in itself that want something different. They want to milk and, get that cash cow ready on standby, But you got to give back to the community first, and then you get to that, Keep releasing these mediocre titles. You're not going to keep people's interest for very long. I'm just more so disappointed. And I do agree with what DRAGNOA is saying. We should have a free simulator by this point. I would strongly encourage you to go ahead and retweet. I would strongly encourage you to retweet. English, motherfudger, do you speak it? I would highly encourage you to retweet this post and spread it around, right? Because we need to make this clear. We need to put a foot down and say, hey, we are not buying this shit. Enough. Give us what we want. I just want better for Vanguard. I really do. I know a lot of people want better for Vanguard. A man could hope and dream at this point, and I really do want what's best for the community. This sucks. This feels like a swift kick in the dick, I swear. Because every time I think we're getting somewhere, and it's like, nope, it's just the same old bullshit that we've been doing for 12 years straight. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I'm not even gonna really care about outros or making this like all that great. I just posted up a Harry video I just posted up one video and I'm posting up another one today because at this point I just don't give a shit.